of God. You know what I want to say, people of God? Everybody is, not everybody, because I ain't met everybody in the whole world, right? I'm trying not to make those general statements, but a lot of people that I have come across, that I've been coming across, people are complaining about how high this is, how high that is, and you know how tough it is financially for a lot of people, and it is tough for a lot of people financially, right? But you know why I don't feel bad when people laugh at me, and I really don't care what people say when I'm being frugal, and I'm going to continue to be frugal. You know, even if you can afford to pay for something, if you know how to do it yourself, why not do it yourself? Because not only do you get exercise that keeps you youthful, but it makes you more resourceful, and your skills don't go to waste. Because a lot of times even if we know how to do something, when we don't use it, we lose it. Over time, you will forget certain skills when you do not use them to keep that muscle memory in your brain. And then when hard times do come up, you're used to doing certain things for yourself. So if prices may rise in a certain area, the money that you would save from doing something yourself, you're just leveling the playing field in your life. If you can do something yourself, why pay somebody to do it? And I've seen a lot of people who are very wealthy, financially well-to-do. They'll say, oh, I got the money, I don't mind paying somebody to do it. But that's what they spend a lot of their money on, paying other people, because they don't know how to do anything. And so maybe they have that cushion that they can just fall on and say, okay, well, I'll just pay somebody to do it. But at the end of the day, they could be getting charged 2, 3, 4, and sometimes even 5 times more than what something is worth. And they don't know, because they don't know how to do a certain thing for themselves. So they're at the mercy of what somebody else says. And if they want to find out if that person is doing right by them, then they have to go and pay somebody else for their knowledge to make sure they're not being taken advantage of. And so even though you see some people who say they could just pay somebody to do it, a lot of times they end up spending more money. So they have more money, but they end up spending more money because they don't know how to they don't have the knowledge to do a lot of things for themselves. So the more that we can learn, take our time to keep learning and keep our skills sharp, we can be better off. And when we come in contact with brothers and sisters who have certain strengths and skills in an area that we may not have, we should appreciate them, and share our skills and gifts with them as well. Because then now it's like bartering your skills, bartering, resources with one another. A lot of people ain't trying to do that in this day and time, which is sad. I ain't gonna backhand, I'm gonna pull it. But anyway, that's what was on my mind, when what is that cat up there? What is that up under there? Get your tail on. Hiding up under there. A lot of people complaining about this and about that, and this is too high and that is too high. Of course, reality is sets in. Yes, there's a lot of people having a hard time in the economy. A lot of things are raised beyond their regular prices and stuff like that. But as for me, I just continue to, if I can do something myself, I'm going to do it myself. And nobody's going to make me feel bad. I don't feel bad, baby, about being able to do certain things for myself and being very frugal. Oh, well, if you got the money and you want to spend your money, go ahead. It's whatever makes you happy. If I decide that I have a service that I need done, and I decide, okay, I can do that myself, and I'll save my money. That's what makes me happy, right? And so I think that, hey, to each his own. But I see a lot of people who brag about having money, well-to-do, but they also have to spend out more money because they lack skills in a certain area. And that's all of us when we lack certain skills, because people will take the piss out of you when you don't know certain things. But I like to learn. If I see an area where somebody's really hitting me over the head, eventually over time I'm going to learn more about that thing, so they can't really be taking advantage of me, if that makes sense. I think that helps us, right? And then teamwork makes the dream work, baby. So anyway, that's just my little 2 cents. I hope you guys had a blessed day. I am just getting done with my work for today. And what I'm going to do tonight, I am going to drain the oil. I got to change oil, but I'm going to let the oil drain in my truck overnight. And then in the morning, I'll come out and fold it back up and add the oil. It's so simple. I'm going to show you guys too. Move, Daniel. I went and got my little Craftsman light to put out here with me. Right here, my little Craftsman. That light comes in so handy. I got to charge up the batteries on this last little thing. I got this pan down here. I'm just gonna put my wrench on and begin to loosen this. I think I can finish it by hand. And this kind of the reason I want to let it drain now tonight is because I've driven the truck and it's warm, and it's good while it's to let it drain while it's warm, while all that suds and everything get out there. So it's gonna start gushing out. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's how it does when it's oh shoot, when it's real warm, it comes out so fluid. So that's why I like to be on the ground. Now let that drain. Look at my glove all wet, so gotta move this out the way. Let's see, I got that done. I just gotta clean up my little stuff here. Changing oil is one of the easiest things that we can learn how to do. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Got to come in my face and all that. One of the easiest things we can learn how to do. Okay, baby, okay. Stop. I've got that together, and I'll come back out in the morning and clean up my mess. But yeah, baby, call me Miss Frugal. Now this little change will stay right in my little pocket. Sure is. Y'all have a blessed night. I'm gonna run me a hot bubble bath and soak in me some Epsom salt. I ain't gonna study wall no more. Have a blessed night. Good morning again. Happy, was it Tuesday? I forgot that I had a dentist appointment this morning, so I had to scramble and get my teeth checked out. She said, "You're doing a great job." My hygienist said, "You're doing a good job at keeping your teeth clean and pretty." So I'm trying how they look. Anyway, now I gotta go finish what I started last night. Gotta go get in my uniform and finish changing this oil and get my day started. I gotta cut my grass. I gotta do some grass cutting today. I wanna plant my sweet potatoes today. I haven't did that yet. The weather just been so up and down. But that's how my morning has started off so far. Another day. I'm glad to be in the number. One more time, I hope you're glad to be in the number. Let's get this oil changed. So it's kind of still chilly out here. So I decided what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the grass first, which will warm me up. Good morning, my guys, my guy and girls. How are you guys? What's wrong with you, Ruru? What you doing? You all right? Let's see if I got any eggs this morning. Whoa, I didn't mean to mess with it right there in the box. Oh, you laying one for this morning. I didn't get any. I got home late last night. Okay, go ahead. Go back in your box. And I think these girls, they're 4. Oh, she down in there laying one for this morning. Can I get what you got under you, ma'am? Huh? Can I get what you got under you? Do you mind? Do you mind? She ain't even smiling. You mind if I come in and get what you got? You mind if I come in? Huh? She might then go on broody. Hey, you mind if I come in and get them eggs under you? Okay, she don't want to be bothered. I ain't gonna mess with her. I hope she ain't going broody and staying on them eggs. That means she ain't, when they go broody, they don't want you to move them. Go ahead and move. Let me see if I can get her to move. Can you move? Can you move? Huh? Can you let me get the eggs? Move, Daniel. Okay. Oh, maybe Daniel helped. Can you let me get these eggs? Yes, yes, yes. You can come back, okay? Good job. Thank you, Daniel. Her seeing his face, she just got straight up. So, I got 3. I'll come back out and stop and get the rest. My mom sent me a picture last night. She was in the store at Walmart where she saw 2 cartons of eggs for like $18. I'm like, thank God I got my own. But anyway, let me get to cutting this grass. As y'all can see, I still got some leaves down here, but I have gotten a ton of leaves. They've been coming to pick them up for me just about every week. I still got little small piles and stragglers and stuff like that, but this looks good compared to all the leaves that were, down here. Gotta get my wasps usually like to make nest up in this corner in my shed. My shed is all crowded. I built this shed. My uncle came and helped me. He taught me. Got this roof up there. I was nervous about going on top of the roof, but he's so pretty. It ain't nothing to it. He's so soft-spoken. Once you get up there and start, once we build it, every piece of wood we put on, you're gonna feel it get stronger and stronger. That's what he was saying. He was encouraging me through the whole thing. He was surprised when he first came to start helping me because I already had the 4 walls built. They were just laying on the side. I think I shared some pictures. Some of you saw it a few years ago. But yeah, my uncle came and helped me put it together. And I rebuilt my ramp. Last year I think, or year before last. I got a video on here. Some of you saw that. Put this down here. Let me put this rug here. Start behind my bicycle. Let's get this lawnmower going. Gotta get my head right so all that dust won't be flying in my locks. Y'all can see I still got my same old lawnmower. Why do I need something bigger? Chickens done ate all my grass out here. They done ate all the grass. I ain't got to worry about cutting the backyard no more. When I first bought this house, this grass used to be so flush and pretty over the whole yard. But I got my same lawnmower. Y'all remember last year? This cable pop. And I just nigger rigged that with a zip tie. Ain't too much a zip tie can't do, baby. These zip ties is strong. Same zip tie. Now let's see how many tries it's gonna take before this thing crank up. I had to put some new fuel in it, so I might have to change the spark plug. Okay, I took off the spark plug and look at that. So I'm gonna start there before I do anything else. I've added fresh fuel. So see if I got a spark plug in the house. If I got one in the house, then I don't have to run the Lowe's. So I couldn't find a spark plug, so I'm gonna not only get another spark plug, but this air filter is clogged as well. So I'm gonna replace this air filter, and I'm gonna replace the spark plug, and I think the spark plug will do it, but that air filter needs to be changed as well. Let's go, guys. Okay, now I'm looking for my Spark plug. Let me see, what's this? Champion. RC. Let me see. Uh-oh. I gotta figure out which RCY. RC12Y. RC12YC. That's QC12YCX. I guess it could cross-examine. Let me put the phone down and make sure. Okay, this is the one, because on the box you see it has the Champion RC12YC, and that's what's right there, RC12YC. So I'm gonna take that spark plug, and now I gotta find me another air filter. Oh, right there. Briggs & Stratton filter. Right there. Yep. That's it. That's it. So, good to go. Let's go and try this. This should do the trick. Then that way, when I leave for work today and I come back home, I don't have to pull back up at the house and see my front yard looking like a forest, because the grass is growing up. This is the first time cutting the grass this year. Let's see if this stuff works. Now, we're back here. I'm gonna put the air filter in its place. Alright, that fits snug. I'm gonna close that back up. And tighten that down. Now, I'm gonna put the oh, that's the old one. I'm gonna start the spark plug by hand. I'm gonna let this gap. So I'm just gonna put it in just like that. That's it. Anytime I've changed the spark plug on here, I've never changed the gap or nothing. I just took it straight out I'll take it straight out of the box and just put it on just like that. So get this tightened down. I've got that as far as I can go by hand. So I'm going to take the spark plug socket and tighten that down some, and that is good to go. So see, that's tight. Yep, that's tight enough. And now I'm gonna put this cover back on, and I gotta bolt that cover back on and give it another shot. Oh, while I'm bolting the cover on, I forgot to plug the spark plug back up. All right, got that plugged in. All right, let's try this again. Got to clean the carburetor. So now I've taken the filter off. I'm taking the fuel tank out of its place. I don't think I need to clean the fuel tank. I cleaned it once a few years ago. I may need to clean that out, drip that. But oh, I'm dripping fuel everywhere. Just gonna put it back in the spot. I'm not gonna clean that right now. It's been a while. So I'm taking these off. This is 2 7mm little small nuts on the inside, and I already got one off. And then there's 2 8 right here. Gotta get 8mm. So I'm gonna put the phone down and take that off and clean the carburetor, and then we'll go from there. Now I got the carburetor out, and I'm gonna take these bottom bolts off. Okay, so this is inside the carburetor. Everything inside of here looks pretty clean. I was wiping and I got a little dirt right here. But right here where it's flow, you see that hole in there? That's not clogged up. So that's the fuel. The fuel was clean inside of here. So I'm assuming maybe I just need to start the lawnmower a few more times and maybe it'll prime itself up. We'll see. I'm gonna put this back together and wipe it off. I'm gonna wipe this stuff out some, but nothing's really clogged up on the inside. So I just finished putting everything back. I cleaned the carburetor. It wasn't really empty. You know, that happened the first time I cleaned the carburetor, which was several years ago. It was doing the same thing, and I took the carburetor off, opened it up. It was clean inside. Make sure that little nozzle inside was clear, put it back together, and then it started right up. And then one time it was a spark plug. So I changed the spark plug in the air filter. That didn't change anything. So I cleaned the carburetor, and then what I did was I also drained the fuel tank so there's no fuel in here. But before, what I was gonna do is put some fresher fuel in, put the old fuel in here. However, when I cranked it up, when I went to go try it just before with no fuel, before I added anything, it started straight up. So I was like, I guess something in between gets clogged and it stops it. So I'm gonna put the old fuel that I just drained out of there, I'm gonna put that back in there, and because it wouldn't have started up if that fuel was bad. And clearly I drained the tank, so a little bit of it is what may have gave it the start, right? So I'm gonna put all that back together, and let's try it one more time. That's what it was. It just needed a whole 10 to 11. Take me off and show me that you love me. Now I'm about to go ahead and cut this grass so I can get my day started. I am warm now, but since I started on this, rather than just jump to the oil, I'm gonna just go ahead and get the grass cut. Look at the forest! The grass cut. Now I gotta get to this oil. Okay, this bad boy ain't draining no more. It was draining all last night, so a good drain. It's probably gonna take the whole full 12 quarts. It may or may not. We shall see. Why do I feel some grit there? Tightening this bolt. Shouldn't be no gritty unless I let dirt get on the... make sure that all... I don't know. This engine got over 533,000 miles on it. It's... Where's my napkin? It's done its job. But... make sure the oil felt. I normally try to change it at every 7,500 miles, but I've been so busy. I went to 10,100, but I've got it's full synthetic oil in here, Rotella T6, which the oil doesn't break down until about, they say it can go 10 to 15,000, but I just like to do 7,500. Oh, I've got my torque wrench set at 35 foot-pounds for this bolt. There we go. That's tight. Now I can get my rump from under y'all. Alright. Next thing is to grab that oil filter right there and take it off. And how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to stick my wrench over there, stick it over there. Oh, you know what? I ordered, so I'm going to have to put the phone down for this because I'm going to have to hold this cover back while I get it off. Alright, Now I've got it loosened up enough where I could just drop this down by hand. Booyah! There you go. And then look at this. Ta-da! I've got this plug. It's the plug, the plug, the plug. I'm gonna put it on the top of that filter. And changing oil is one of the simplest things. See, now when I pull it out of that little hole, oil won't spill over everything. It won't be messy. Now I got to put the phone down again for that. Bada bing, bada bong. And see, now what I'm going to do is take the filter and just going to let the oil flow right into there from the filter. I'm going to leave that sitting there as I go and get the new filter. This stuff is simple. One thing to the next. I've got an extra filter thing. Dang, I need another napkin. Get another napkin because the top around here, let me get it. I should have had on gloves, but it's a little too late. Well, I guess never too late. I'm putting them on in. Today is turning out to be so pretty, and I ain't even got to work it. It's just extra stuff. Tighten it up. But as I was saying last night, the more we can do for ourselves, we save money in many areas, and then now we make ourselves resourceful. Just think about it. It's focusing on earning money, and then we don't have any skills that we picked up along the way. We end up having to spend more of that money, and more, because we got to pay somebody to do every single thing for us. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I got me some of my washer fluid, and I'm gonna check my engine air filter. I didn't change it last oil change, but I'm gonna put this new oil filter on. I always pop my new filters in dry. Some people say, oh, fill it up with oil, but it don't take that long for it to fill up with oil. You just switch it on and let it sit. Don't take off right away. It'll fill itself up with oil. The oil pump. It goes from, they're like, oh, you'll burn up your turbo, because the oil goes through the filter into the turbo, and that's how the turbo gets lubricated. But it won't burn it up. You just sit still for a little bit and it'll suck it right on through. Hand tightening this is just as good. So I got that on. Now got the bolt on the bottom. Now we're gonna fill that sucker up with oil. I can put all my tools up first because I won't be needing these anymore. Add some more Rain-X to my windshield wiper fluid. You know, sometimes, I don't know why they do this, but sometimes if you go to the dealer and you get a service, you're paying for a service. Some of them guys, they can get lazy, or I don't know why they do it. Because, I mean, they got the stuff there. But sometimes what they can do is they will fill your washer fluid up with water. And they used to do this on my car all the time. When I bought my car, I would notice sometimes when I would go use my wipers with the cleaner, it would be clogged and nothing would come out. And this was when years ago, and they would say, "Oh, you got buildup in there." I was like, "This is a brand new car. Why does it keep getting built up?" He was like, "Well, you're under warranty. Bring it by. We'll blow it out." Well, after about the third time on a brand new car, it kept getting built up. I spoke with the service manager, and I was like, "Why do I constantly keep getting so much build up on a brand new car like that, right?" And he says, "Oh, that's because those guys are using water instead of the cleaner that they're supposed to use with the chemicals in it. And the water, it causes mold and algae and stuff. Dang, I forgot to get my filters to put the oil in to build up. And so sometimes it's best, if you're going to go to the dealer anyway, it's best to ask them to make sure that they're using the chemical rather than the water." Whew. I can take this hot thing off because I ain't got to get back on the ground anymore. And I ain't got a lot of dust and thing coming out anymore. I got to get my oil filter funnel. This is the funnel that I use to put oil back in. And actually, I normally keep some oil in my last fill up. So I'll start with that first. This is the easiest part. The fill up. I normally get the big 2.5 gallon, but they were out. They only had these 1 gallon jugs. So 1 gallon is equivalent to about 4 quarts. And I normally put 2.5 of these in and then check my stick, giving into account that the filter has to be filled up. But usually it's good right about there. While I'm waiting for that oil to settle down and come up till it shows true level on the stick, gonna check out my engine air filter, and I've got my new one on standby to replace that. This has all been done in less than an hour. Alright, when it comes to the oil, I know this video is gonna be longer than 30 minutes, but I haven't been messing with it all. Last night I loosened the bolt. It drained overnight, so by the time I cut the grass and tighten up the bolt, take the old filter off, put all in, this was all less than 30 minutes. You see, I work smart, not hard. And the totality of smart work means hard work, and it sure does pay off. Call me Frugal Baby. Frugal Betty, that's her name. This filter, it's not too bad, but it's dirty, and so it did its thing. It's going to be replaced, and then I'll replace the next one. I don't replace them every other oil change, and so that would have been about every 15,000 miles, but that one got about 20,000 miles on it because this oil change was longer. And so it tells you, I think it says they last, change your air filter every 12,000 miles. Yeah, so I changed mine every other oil change. So that one actually did this for the amount of miles on it. It did good. But, so I'll go 7,500 miles, and then I'll change this next filter next time that I change the oil, unless it looks bad. But usually I just change it every other oil change. Well, I am done, guys. That is it. I've got my oil topped up. I've got my air filter changed, new oil filter on. Only things I was going to do now is when I crank up my vehicle, I'm going to, while it's running, I'm going to write the report of the mileage and the date and everything that I did so that everything is documented. And that's how I keep a track of when I need to do my next oil change. When you start doing stuff yourself, you just write everything down so you can keep doing it on time. I hope you guys enjoyed my little vlog. So it's almost 1 o'clock now. I can start my work day. I'm gonna take a shower and then get prepared to leave out for work. Y'all have a blessed day.